Hello once again, everyone, and welcome to Crusnik Sanctuary, and a very special episode of Crusnik Sanctuary at that. Alongside me for this special episode, to kind of help me along this, is Mr. Sandman Delta.
Come here, you prick.
Yeah, while he's doing...
That's one way to get into an intro.
Yeah, I know, right? While we're explaining a whole bunch of things, he's on IO right now doing whatever the fuck it is he does. When he's not intentionally killing me.
Oh, that's only in Fallen Saber.
Yeah. Anyways, this episode is going to be a special Destiny 2 Forsaken episode, which is basically going to close out the entirety of Forsaken, because with Beyond Light like 2 months away, I do not feel like farming for like months just to see Marasov, who is still alive, by the way. So Marasov is alive, and this here is the portal that allows you to access her throne world. We're not going to get into this. We're just going to get right down to it. So this whole video, it comes courtesy of a fanbyte article that I was looking up the lore behind it, and I found this one courtesy of Scott Dew of Fanbyte. And so we're going to give you a whole bit of lore and basically just what happens between Forsaken and Shadowkeep in terms of Marasov. So for those of you who are just joining us or don't know who Marasov is basically the queen of the Awoken. Her brother
that seduces you even though she's married.
Marasov, for those of you who are watching the entirety of my Forsaken playthrough or already know about Forsaken, she is also the older sister of Uldren Sov, who killed Cade 6. We'll get more into that aspect of things in a little bit. So as such,
Fuck her.
so Mara has been missing since her presumed death at the hands of Oryx the Taken King back in Destiny 1. But to the surprise of no one, and the delight of Mara's right-hand woman Petra Venge, and the Awoken people, who I haven't seen most of, Marasov reconnected with us and the rest of the cosmos during the Destiny 2 Forsaken campaign. So, with our Guardian in attendance, Marasov offered the treasures of the Awoken in return for defeating and rescuing Riven of a Thousand Voices, who is the last Ahamkara, or a wish dragon, who had been taken. Anyway, following the last wish raid, which I'm not going to get into, a curse was placed upon the Dreaming City. On a never-ending 3-week cycle, the curse is repelled and reborn again, thanks to Riven granting one last wish to some strange entity unknown to the game. Of course, we know this is thanks to Savathun, Oryx's sister, who most people presume is the new Taken Queen. So this right here, what we're looking at, is the Oracle, which is a pretty mysterious machine.
That was a great fucking
But
slice.
every third week of the cycle, you are able to access it, and it invites Guardians into the throne world of Marasov, by way of an offering. But we lack the offering, so I can't really show you. But I am going to kind of explain basically what happens during each week that you visit Marasov. So, your first visit with Mara is the first time she's seen in-game since the opening cutscene of The Taken King in 2015. And so she beckons the she beckons the... Well, let's, Mara says, "Come closer, Lightbearer." And the ghost... And our ghost says, "It's done. The curse is broken." To which she chuckles and says, "It thinks itself so wise," referring to the ghost, of course. "We all played right into her hands, beginning with my beloved baby brother. There are those who are more dangerous dead than alive, and there are those who win when we believe they've lost. You enter the infinite, Lightbearer. This will happen again and again and again. You bear witness to the fate of my people." So, afterwards, Ghost beckons her to fight with the rest of the Guardians, and she replies that she does, and that Petra Venge is her wrath. Afterwards, she offers our Guardians a gift in commemoration of our achievements, and then bids us to go away. Now, the gift is the third Seed of Light, which allows players to unlock a third new subclass in Forsaken. But ever since the what is it? The Before Light? Was it Before Light that? Yeah. So Before Light basically said, "Oh, we won't need you to do that. We're just gonna give it to you anyway." So, but it wouldn't be the last gift from Mara. So she continues. Well, each new third week, she offers new lore. So we move on to visit number 2. In the next visit, Mara opens up about her feelings on Guardians, or Light Bearers as she calls them, and the Traveler, the source of the player's in-game superpowers. But there's something very, very interesting elsewhere in the Throne World. But let's start with what she says. And I quote, "If it were up to me alone, I would have destroyed your Traveler when I had the chance. But there are too many who fear what might thrive without it, and not enough who fear the wars that it seeks out so deliberately. Too much of a good thing will make you sick. Balance can come down to a single grain of sand. My people were born of calamity. Who knows what will awaken when it collapses again? Maybe only then you will understand." So, her words here speak of the balance between light and darkness, the light of the Traveler and the darkness of the ominous pyramid-shaped ships we saw at the end of the Red War campaign. Which are... These very same ships are seen as projections on the table within Mara's little pocket universe there. The Awoken, being born of calamity, is a reference to when the Awoken people first met with the darkness, just before human civilization collapsed in the universe of Destiny and Destiny 2. There is a video out there that explains the creation of the Awoken, and I will link it in the YouTube video, so be sure to look forward to that. But it's clear that the darkness is coming, and Mara pretty much knows it. What's not clear is where exactly she stands in the coming battle. So, as time goes on, we are revealed more. Now, in the third visit, Mara's holding court with a familiar visitor. Well, if you played Destiny 2 during its first year, or if you did any of the Gambit missions, which I have done, so I know a little bit about this, but I haven't finished everything in Gambit, so I'm going by bits and pieces. So, on the third visit, Mara is holding court with an emissary of the Nine, who you'll see during the Gambit campaign. Am I right so far in here, Sandman?
I don't know much of the stuff.
Okay, so
you're right. Let's just go with that.
Yeah. So, Mara says to the emissary of the Nine, "If that's so, I accept their terms. Move the asset into position beyond the grave of the First Fleet. And do remind them I have shown more than enough patience." Then she turns to us and replies, "It was a friend once, a confidant. Now it is a shell. Avoid falling into schemes of the Nine. Like the curse on my people, their games never end. All this, and we find ourselves at the whims of so many small minds. Leave now. My next audience does not find the presence of the travelers chosen to be respectful. So, if you know about the Emissary of the Nine, you've seen them before. So, back in year 1, the Emissary of the Nine was the vendor and mysterious being responsible for the hardcore multiplayer mode Trials of the Nine, which is on long hiatus until as Bungie attempts to tweak it. But
then you mean ruin it.
Yeah. The Nine are yet another mysterious...
How easily you agree with me on that one.
Because I never played Trials of the Nine, so...
It was a thing.
Anyway, the Nine are another mysterious faction within Destiny lore. It's widely believed that they are the rulers of the worlds beyond the galaxy that we're in from an alternate dimension known as Unknown Space. There is a lore video that explains the Nine. You can see it here. I'm not going to get into too much.
Is the video by any chance by a YouTuber named My Name is Life?
Yep.
How did I know?
You knew. Anyway, and there's also a second video that goes much deeper into who the Emissary probably is or was as far as Mara is concerned.
Again, by My Name is Life?
I think so. But I will link both.
That's the thing, is that My Name is Bife is basically our scholar for
he's our cryptarch. Anyways, so those will be linked in the description or in the YouTube video. You can check it out at your leisure. Anyway, what's even more interesting are Mara's final words. And the question that arises is, what kind of guest would consider the presence of a guardian to not be respectful? Odds are it's one of humanity's many enemies, but again, we're only guessing at this point. Let's move on to week 4. The 4th visit to Mara's throne world. She inquires about her brother, Uldren. He was the catalyst for the events of the Forsaken campaign, and also the man who murdered fan-favorite character Cade Six in the first... who was played by Nathan Fillion in the first and second games, and Nolan North at the beginning... Wait, he was played by Nolan North at the beginning of Forsaken? Now I know why his voice was getting so grating to me. They should have kept Nathan on there. Oh, well.
Do you want to know the reason why they didn't?
Why? Because they knew
they didn't want to play Cade anymore.
Anyway, so Mara asks of how her brother died, and our ghost replies, "He died for you. Everything he did to save you." She replies, "My brother was strong, clever, devoted, but suggestible. I knew my plans put him at risk. I was not surprised to feel him die." Ghost replies that he killed Cade Six, and she replies, "Yes, I'm sure you miss it. Were you satisfied by your vengeance? I wasn't." So, Mara's complete dismissal of Cade Six, going so far as to call the robotic the Exo and it, is enough probably to send shivers down any real Guardian's spine.
I'm already corrupted by the darkness, so I don't give a shit.
Fair enough. So, the next visit, in the most shocking visit yet, number 5, by far, Mara was altogether absent from the throne world. Instead, the Guardian gets a vision of something that could have tremendous implications for the future of Destiny 2. Now, Sandman Delta kind of spoiled this back in my Destiny 1 playthrough, but let's go back in time. Uldren Sov is alive. Not only that, he's now a Guardian. What's more is that he could possibly become the new Hunter Vanguard, thanks to Cade Six's Vanguard Dare. And I went back to Orbit because, I'm inactive. But thanks to Cade Six's Vanguard Dare, he could possibly become the new Hunter Vanguard. Basically, what the Vanguard dare was basically Cade willed whoever killed him to take up his mantle. You
Question.
would, yeah.
What are you gonna do next?
Well, we'll get to that. We'll fall asleep on that bridge when we get to it. I'm gonna head back to the tower for the moment. Just to kind of run around there. But yeah, you'd think that making a pseudo-villain like Aldrin a major part of a Guardian infrastructure would be a problem, but if you remember back to the beginning of the first Destiny, when a Guardian is born, or otherwise resurrected from the dead and chosen by the Traveler, their past life is forgotten. Unlike some people we know. And a bright.
Cough! Erismorn. Cough.
Yeah.
Even though she technically didn't die.
Yeah, technically she didn't die, yeah. So
she converted herself.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Anyway, it's most likely that Aldrin won't remember anything of who he used to be or what he did, and that could make things incredibly awkward. Since everyone else would remember him. Yeah. Anyway.
I'm gonna take his pretty boy looking ass head, clean the fuck off.
Bife does another lore video for that, and explains
this is turning into a promote. My name is Bife.
Yeah, this is turning into a promo for him. But the video will explain the story of Pulled Pork, the ghost who had been seeking out its guardian for a long time. That guardian turns out to be Aldrin Solve. Another video we'll go over goes much deeper into who will be the new Hunter Vanguard. This one, of course, is from Mielen Games, though, so... So, visit number 6. Things get getting a little tense between Marasov and Ghost. In the week 6 conversation, she responds to an angry message from Ghost during the previous week's Oracle offering. So Ghost says, and I quote, "What the heck is that?"
What do you mean?
I heard something in the background.
That's me watching My Name is Bife T Sleep.
Oh. Alright, so, Ghost says, and I quote, "Marasov, we need answers and your people need help. They are suffering while you're busy with..." What exactly? I don't know because you never say anything. Nothing plain. Nothing useful. Guess you're too wrapped up in your own affairs to be a good queen. The transcript I'm about to read off doesn't quite capture her indignant rage, but she says, and I quote, "So you know how to rule, do you? You speak of good queens and absent rulers, little light, so you must know these things. Tell me what I have done wrong. Speak. What should I do when my every action is in service of a future that benefits you? You do not know me or the things I do. Do not dare to presume. You have not earned the right." Yeah, pretty tense if I do say so myself. But then again, I'm kind of siding with Mara on this one. Because...
Why? Because Mara is the hot stepmom that seduces you behind Dad's back?
No, because... Because our Ghost doesn't know shit about how to rule. It's like, sure, Mara has been in hiding for, what, frickin' months, years even, but it's not like she hasn't been paying attention. Anyway, the final visit, and one of the most interesting to date, is Mara speaks of a callback to one of the earliest missions in the first Destiny. Now, this one... This scene features some of the one of the series' most iconic, mysterious, and memed characters to date. Those of you who may remember the Exo Stranger from Destiny 1, the Exo Stranger does appear in Destiny 2 prior to this reference, but it was purely in the form of text logs in the Warmind expansion. But anyway, here's the transcript of Mara's message. When there is too much darkness in the universe, light must cast it away. And when there is too much light, darkness must drown it out. This truth is our burden. This is what it is to be awoken. I dreamt of a friend I will come to have. She will tell me, a side should always be taken, even if it's the wrong side. I think I should like her. The next act is about to begin, and I do not know when I will return. Fear nothing. Bow to no one. We will meet again. One day. And that is when Morozov is... And that's when Morozov teleports out of the throne world and into an unknown destination. It's basically more questions than answers, but all in all, Mara's words are key here, because she's speaking of a dream where she meets a key figure. The words about sides being chosen, of course, were spoken by the stranger in Destiny. But what this means for future visits to the throne world isn't really known, but it's clear that Mara is alluding to what's going to happen in future episodes of Destiny 2, presumably in the coming Beyond Light expansion. So that's basically what you would expect if you actually tried to farm through the entirety of that bullcrap. I'm not even going to try because I do not feel like farming. I feel like moving on. So, I hope you all enjoyed this special episode of Crusnik Sanctuary. In the next episode...
Can you kill things, please?
Yeah, we're going to start the next episode in a few minutes, but... With that being said, that's it for this episode. Thank you to Sandman for helping me clarify, though he didn't do much.
Fuck you, bitch.
And thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed the show. As always, if you're watching this on Twitch or live from PlayStation and you like this show, click the follow button. Be sure to turn on notifications so you're well informed, and be sure to subscribe to me for access to exclusive videos and live streams. If you're watching this on YouTube and you like this video, click the like button below and leave a comment. Subscribe to my channel by clicking here and click the bell icon for notifications. Click here to watch more by me, click here to watch the next episode, and click here to watch the previous one.